What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, RC Hobbies SOS, with me, Joey Nitro. So this week I want to get this little bad girl sorted out. There's a couple of things I need to do, a couple of things I want to do. The first thing that I need to do is to dismantle the trans on this again and slightly tighten the first to second gear selector. It's changing to second and third now, but I need to get it dialed in properly. Something else that I want to do, and I haven't seen this very often, is that I changed the diffs in this to flux diffs, so they were a bit stronger. However, the drive cups in the diffs and the drive cups on the axles, they must have been slightly different, because the dog bones after that exchange, the dog bones kept falling out, regardless of whether I put O-rings in there or bits of fuel tube. Just didn't really work very well. It worked, but not great. They kept going to the absolute limit and jarring the wheels. So I started thinking about CVDs. Now, I looked up to buy them, and I noticed that Draco used to sell them, but I couldn't find any for sale with Draco, and then I learned that Draco had actually discontinued their CVDs. But I did find these on eBay. I think they're fairly new products. Here they are. They're really thick. So we are going to try and fit these. Now, these are advertised for a flux, but I'm pretty sure that after the diff, the drivetrain for the flux and the XL will be the same, but we shall find out. What happened was the advert for this said that they were a pair, but when they sent them to me, there was only one. I contacted the company. They were very good. They changed their advert, but because of the advert that they had, they honoured what they'd said, and they actually sent me another one, but it took a while. But I've got them now, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this truck changing good, get these CVDs in, and get it out for a rip. All in this video. So guys, as you can see, I've dismantled this trans. I've actually already had that cluster out, and I have tightened the screw on the second to third selector, and also, more importantly, the first to second selector. So that's all done. Now, I've also fitted one of the CVDs at the front here. If you can see that there, compared to this one in here, this is obviously a lot thinner. This is the original one. This is the replacement. Now, there were some issues with doing this, so I am going to take you sort of through the process in a moment, and show you the little things that I had to do to make this work. Not particularly hard, but there was no information on doing this. They didn't come with instructions, and I noticed a few things that would have been a problem in the future, which I have remedied, and I will go through that with you shortly. Okay guys, so this is what I really wanted to show you. So obviously this is the new dog bone and CVD. This is the original dog bone from a Savage XL, and as you can see, the new one, it's a lot thicker, looks a lot stronger. However, it's only going to be as strong as that pin that holds the two parts together. So the XL comes with the wheel extensions onto the 17mm hub, which is this. And this here is held onto this axle drive cup with this pin here, and that in turn is held onto the shaft with this little grub screw here that goes into there, and it just holds that pin. With this, you don't get anywhere to screw the grub screw in. However, that pin is held in by the wheel itself. It can't go anywhere because it's locked into the hex of the wheel. The other issue is this here, this bushing or spacer, whatever you like to call it. So this drive cup goes in behind the bearing. This bit sits up against the bearing, and then this piece here holds that against the bearing as well, and it stops there being a lot of play in the wheel. Now, when I fitted the other one, this CVD comes with these two spacers, and that's the one that comes stock. These two spacers are slightly bigger than that one on its own. However, using these two spacers, you can't get the pin, you can't get this part and the pin in. There's not enough room. So that leaves you to use this one here. But if you use that one there, that bushing is slightly too small, and because it's not sitting up against the bearing very well, it makes loads and loads of play in the wheel, and which is no good. So I was left with like what to use. I couldn't use these ones that were too big, but should I grind down one of these, or I could have just used this one and let it be loads of play in the wheel. But what I did was I added this one and two shims, two 8x12 0.2 shims, sat just behind this spacer, and that really made the wheel even more secure than the other three wheels that had the original setup. So you are going to need to add these shims to this spacer if you want to do this on an XL. These are not for the XL. They were advertised for the Flux, but I knew I could make it work, so you know, that's what I did. But that's what you need to bear in mind, guys. That pin won't be retained by that grub screw, but it will be retained in the hex, so it won't come out. And to reduce the stupid amount of play that there will be if you just use this, you need two of these shims. They're 8x12 times 0.2, or you're going to have to grind down these here, which is going to be a nightmare. But if you put these two on, you can't fit it all back together again. The pin, there's just not enough room to get that pin in to secure it. Okay, so that's the old cup here coming out. So this new one goes through here, through the bearing, locks into place there. It's actually a good fit, very nice and smooth. And like I said, so if I put these two spacers on that it comes with, and then put this on, you cannot get that pin to engage in there. It's impossible. So we go to the original one here, and if you look how big the gap is now this will go on with ease. But you can see that all that play there. Oops, sorry. So there's the pin that's in, but you can see the play there. It's no good. So get two of these shims, take this off, whack the shims on. They're almost exactly the same size, which is good as this the bushing. Then that goes in there. Now when I put this pin back in, it's gone in now, but it's actually very tight to get it in, so it's actually very secure. It won't pop out on its own. There's no play in there anymore. And so that is my advice, guys. As you can see, there is no place for a grub screw there, but when you put the wheel on, I'll just grab a wheel. Obviously the hex in that wheel, when it engages onto there, it holds that pin in, and then that does with the 17mm nut, so it won't be coming out anytime soon. Alright guys, so that's how you do it. That's how I done it, and let's see what it's like when it's driving. Okay guys, all done, all fitted. Here she is. So it's got the LRP 0.32 spec 41 with a pull start. Went for the pull start. This is the view at the front. You can see the drive shafts in there now, much thicker. So we're not going to have a problem with the steering anymore, or the dog bones popping out. So there we go. The next step, I hope you join me as we go outside and take it for a rip. Speed run anybody? Who knows? Guys, let's have a little go with the Savage. She's a little bit warmed up now. See what she can do. See, these new dog bones seem to be working alright. I mean, these new CVDs. She's still shifting way too early, first to second. If I let the acceleration in slowly, you can hear it, but I really did adjust it quite a lot. There, much too early. But she's going well. I'm going to stick this GPS on, and I may or may not share that with you depending on what it is. I know the gearing's well out, so she's not ready to be speed run, but it would be interesting to see if I can get anything decent with her. So let's have a look. So we'll leave that there and get her started. Okay guys, I've got 8 satellites, so I'm going to go and give it a run just out of interest, and as I said, I may or may not share this with you. We'll have to find out. He's really rich as well. Okay, well that's very interesting. I'm not going to share that with you, but what I will say is it's in the 70k bracket, and I haven't leaned this out. It's still really rich, so yeah, I may do something that I thought I wouldn't, but anyway, definitely got to take this back, adjust the shifting point, because you know I adjusted it quite a lot, and usually they don't need that much adjusting, but this one definitely does. I adjusted both, but the first to second shift needs to come a lot later. It's just no fun like that. So I'm going to give it a couple more ups and downs and then call it a day for this video, because this video really was all about how to install those CVDs, and they seem to be working well. Okay guys, well thanks for joining me. I've been Joey Nitro as always. This is RC Hobbies SOS, and I'll catch you on the next one. And don't forget the nitro.